Hi, good day. This is Quinn from Micrographics Durban, Application Engineer. Today I just want to quickly show you how we can access and download our products from our account. Now, just a quick thing to note, and it's one of the biggest things I see, is that people get a little bit confused when they're first using the sign-on method in order to get their software and log in. So make sure that you get the right email. So the reason being for this is that your Autodesk account gets bound to the email that gets created or assigned to it. If you're the account administrator, in other words the primary admin or the secondary admin, then you'll be able to see everything. If you're just a user of the stuff at the company or the products at the company, then they would have had to assign you one of the products, and then you could use the exact same thing I'm about to show you, and you would see everything that was assigned to you. Otherwise, you'll see like what you'll be seeing on my side, which is more the admin side. That being said, let us carry on. Now, I'm just showing using Chrome at the moment, just because it's kind of the most popular browser, but I use Firefox personally, and this also works pretty much the same, just a little bit different in the download section, but you'll understand when you get there. Now, what do we need to do? Firstly, you want to go to manage.autodesk.com. When you go there, wait for it to load. You're going to have to sign in with the details. So, email address, password. If you've got enabled, two-factor authentication. Okay, once we arrive, I'm now signed in, as you can see. What we want to do now is jump from our home, where we currently are, to our All Products and Services by clicking on All Products and Services. Once you're in the All Products and Services, you'll be able to see everything that you've got available on your account. Now, I'm not going on about user management here, I'm just talking about the downloading of the applications. So, if I take a look here at AutoCAD, for instance, come all the way to the right hand side and you can see where it says View Downloads. Now, on the View Downloads, everything you've got available for that particular product, you can see there. So I've got both AutoCAD and AutoCAD for Mac. You may only see one, depending on what you've got available in your account. Also, the various versions. So you can download an older version if your company is maybe using 1 year back, 2 years back, like some other companies do. Whatever platform. 64-bit is the norms these days, 32-bit is a bit more rare. Language, whatever is one of the supported languages that you can use if you don't use English. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more interesting, and I've changed mine a little bit, so you might not see the same thing over here, which is browser download. You'll probably be seeing either install now or download now. Now, those two are a little bit different. Basically, they're streaming the raw data directly from the net to your system. So that's 3.7 gig that is going to eventually stream directly to your system. Now, sadly, in South Africa, we don't have the best internet connections in a lot of the places. We're capped. There's a lot of problems, and not just South Africa, but a lot of sections of the world. Also, it can become a bit of a issue with this, as that when it downloads to this machine, it's only going to download to my machine. If I wanted to give it to somebody else so that they can install, maybe another colleague that you work with, if you want to give it to them, they're going to have to stream all the data down their side. So it can be a little bit expensive, time consuming. And there are ways around this if you set it up correctly. Though, what I also like is, by using this browser download method, what it's going to do is it's going to download a compressed installation file that is going to then download to my system, and then I'm going to run it, and it's going to unpack and then install from there. The nice thing about this is one large file that can easily be moved between machines and also be kept for archiving, so that you've got a copy of it later on for in case you need to quickly reinstall or give to another person. So I'm going to click the browser download. It's going to just ask me to be, hey, a little bit wary that just check your browser pop-ups that will block her. I'm going to click start download. And now it's going to start downloading. You can see down here, my bottom left. I'm just going to quickly pause that because I've actually already got it. But the most interesting thing to notice, if I hover over it, you'll see it actually says AutoCAD 2022, English, Win64, etc. on the back end. But the big thing there is sfx.exe, so it's an executable file. So now what I'm going to do is, normally you would wait for this thing to finish, and then it would go to your download, and then you can go in your downloads, and you can see I've got it already pre-downloaded. AutoCAD 2022 English Win64 DLM SFX EXE. Don't worry about most of this stuff. The big thing to note is that this is just, it's a self-extracting file. Now you'll notice that if I hover over it, it's only 1.71 gig in size. Much smaller than having to download the full 3.7 gig. So smaller, faster, easier. When we run it, it's going to ask, okay, do you want to run it? Yes, because I got my UAC on. Extract to which folder? You can change this if you want. I'm going to leave this by default as C Autodesk, so I can always find it again. And I'm going to go OK. Now, if we, so we were in the downloads folder, if we would jump to the C drive Autodesk folder, you can now see it actually extracting. So it will automatically create this, and then it will self-extract for you. Then once this is done, it will also automatically launch the installation process, which is a very handy little thing. Just giving it a few seconds. This thing can bounce around a lot. I've got a solid state drive. That's part of the reason why I also chugged onto my C drive temporarily. Once this thing is installed, by the way, you can happily delete these files on your C drive if you wish. I normally delete the extracted files after I'm done with them, and then keep the compressed file just for ease of use. A few seconds later, almost done. Now once it's done, it will then launch. It should launch. The Autodesk component popped up from behind, so just watch out. Sometimes it does do that. But yes, that's basically what you're wanting to watch out for, is that it will be sitting in the back end, and now it's preparing to launch. I'm not going to go too deep into the rest of that. From then on, that's basically a normal Autodesk install from there. You're just going to have to sign in and do your thing from there. Guys, I hope that's been a little bit more helpful with your installations. I really do hope it's going to help. Like I said, I normally keep this little guy. Please, if you've liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Cheers, bye.